That wasn't a good transition. Crossfade. I don't know what to do about this. I kind of want the. I need another monitor for program feed somewhere. I have a terrible monitor over there. Hi, it's me, Scott. Um, I don't know. This weirds me out. I gotta. I don't know. I want to talk about yesterday a little bit. I want to talk about a few things actually. So one thing yesterday, I got so cranky again, and I was really trying to think of where I went wrong. Like the web crypto thing was really annoying, and maybe if I had just stopped and like really carefully read the documentation, but sometimes I don't know, I guess I'm resistant to do that on stream. I'll read documentation, but I don't want to like deep dive for 30 minutes trying to read through documentation to understand. But the thing that just still doesn't make sense to me, I looked around a little more yesterday and this morning, and I still don't find or haven't found what feels like a actual answer about the weird hex format of that signature that we get from Twitch. Like I don't know. And as far as like looking for actual ways you're supposed to parse it, I actually found other examples of people doing the same thing that I did, which was iterate through, split it into two chunks, and then parse those as hex, and then turn that into an array of bits. So anyway, that just feels weird. It just feels like half-baked. Like that continues to probably be the worst browser API I've ever used. And I've used every browser API. I feel like I've used every browser API. I've used web audio, web MIDI, geolocation, whatever. I would have to really think about it to name them all. I've used so many like core browser APIs, and so many other web-based APIs, and so many APIs of any kind, and it is among the worst. The web crypto is among the worst, and maybe it's just because I don't understand it very well, but I think it's just like the way you interface with it is real. Doesn't feel great. Maybe because it has to be super flexible. I don't know. I don't really know. I just know that I've only had bad experiences with it. The Twitch stuff was super annoying, but we kind of got it going, except for some really annoying bugs, like the thing where it just showed nothing when I didn't have any bits. The testing continues to be stupid and annoying, and so on, and will continue to be stupid and annoying. Anyway, whatever. So I kind of don't want to work on it anymore because I just so I'm not enjoying it. I'm really not enjoying doing more heat stuff. But here's the reality of the situation. I feel like if I stop working on it, and it's not even a fear, it's almost like a prophecy. If I stop working on it, I will lose momentum. I will like kind of forget how it works and whatever, and it will just be harder to come back to. And so, I don't know. I feel like I have to put a little more time into it, at least like fill in a couple more blanks, because there are still some pieces that are not really resolved, as far as how it all comes together. Because we got like the basic skeleton of how we could in the heat overlay push a button and get a bits transaction that shows up on our backend. How that ties into anything is still pretty up in the air as far as how we could tell everybody, like everybody connected, excuse me, that the time has changed, like how that timer works, like trying to synchronize some kind of timer across every viewer in a channel. Like that stuff starts to feel kind of complicated. I mean, especially if you like really try to synchronize the timer. You could cheat it and fake it basically, and just like when the timer changes, tell everybody. Like I'm not proposing we try to second by second send ticks to whatever number of viewers, but I guess when the time changes, you need to tell everybody that the time has changed. And yeah, we just have to figure out how to do that. I think there's mechanisms for that, but we just have to figure it out. Which is okay. I think we can. So yeah, we got to just figure those pieces out, and I kind of want to try to figure them out. So we basically got to yesterday is where our backend, our new heat broker service, could get webhook information, and we do nothing with it. But we can do stuff with it now. It's going to be a little annoying again because all the stuff has to actually be deployed to plug the pieces together. But maybe we can get we can capture some data in some way and figure out how to save it. So let's go over here and let's pick a new scene. The other thing I kind of want to talk about is just, again, complain. I said I wasn't going to be cranky today, but here we are, cranky. Just think about my experience with Twitch and what it's been like, and how when I first started streaming, which I want to say was around March of 2018. Maybe that's wrong, but I think it was somewhere around there. Maybe it was 2017, but I think it was 2018 that I actually like made a real effort and was like, okay, I'm gonna stream. I feel like at that time I got way more organic like visits to the channel. I think way more often people just kind of showed up out of nowhere, dropped in. This was in the time of Twitch Creative, right? Where it's like there's all a video game Twitch, and then basically anything that wasn't Twitch Creative was either whatever it was, IRL, which was basically just chatting. And then yeah, it's all a video game Twitch. There was Twitch IRL, which was kind of just chatting, and then there was Twitch Creative, which was where people were making things. And I feel like in that time, not only did I have people just dropping by more often, but I also had pretty frequent raids. I would say every few streams I got raided. And I can't even remember the last time I got an actual raid. And maybe it's because science and tech is just it's like a wasteland. So part of that, I think that fragmentation was a bad idea. I think that was a poor choice on Twitch's part. I think it was actually better when Twitch Creative was like, here's the place where people are making things on Twitch, and that now things are like separated, where music is separated. Maybe music makes sense to separate, but to have like makers and crafting separate from science and tech, separate from art, just introduces fragmentation to already pretty small a pretty small selection of channels. So this was me trying other stuff that obviously didn't actually work. So yeah, I don't know. It's a bummer. Like, it makes me feel like I don't really have a place on Twitch. Like, the science and tech is not. Science and tech kind of hasn't felt good to me since the start. But I don't know what else to do. Like, just go to JustCat. What I need is for Kyle to show up. I gotta wait for Kyle to show up and give me some serious Twitch advice. Kyle as the resident Twitch expert. Okay, so we were able to do this thing. It's the worst, but we did it. So I should be able to go here. Here meaning this very channel. And I think because this is published, it means Real Heat is not published, which is real stupid. I guess I could simultaneously publish content. I don't know. We could publish to bot made this. Anyway, if I push this, so if we do Wrangler tail, and we push this button, and we confirm that we're spending 1 bit, and we get data. So that's good news. So what I would like, though, is I want to see the whole payload. So this is our message, but is this the message that we got? I think so. So hopefully we can just grab this and beautify it, and we'll have an actual thing. Just need a beautifier. Beautify. So I think this is the thing. This is the actual thing we care about, right? Like this. Did we log that? I don't remember logging that. Inside our... We do. So this is the JSON straight from Twitch. So we get all this stuff. Ugh. So basically we get the product that was purchased. And I still don't know exactly how we're going to handle this, but I guess the idea here is we will look at event.product.skew and broadcaster user ID. I mean, that's the channel. I don't understand where this is coming from. So, I mean, it's obviously source tree, but none of the repositories we have open should use that. Unless it is a repository that is like that source tree knows about but isn't actually added, which would be heat EBS, I guess. That'd be pretty weird. Because if I remove the bookmark for heat EBS, is it going to stop doing that? Because that'd be the only thing that has code commit in there. Okay, anyway, so if we look at event.broadcaster user ID and event.product.skew. What? I already forgot. What's what? JSON.event.broadcaster user ID. Is that correct? And let product skew JSON event.product.skew. Product skew. This is kind of funny because it's like you're putting quarters in. Really all we care about out of here, right? Like, what is the channel and what is the skew? And then the thing that's lame, Because we have to publish this to see what's going on. But it's relatively painless, I guess. So push this, confirm this. So here's where I don't quite know what to do, because I think there's two pieces here that we need to do. We need to record this, right? Like, we need to record this, I guess, in Cloudflare KV, which I don't have any experience with yet. And we need to then tell all extension users, which I think there's a way to do that. What is this? Like, I think there's a way in the Twitch API in an extension front end. Interesting. Okay, because that's with that token. That's fine. Like, isn't there some kind of way to broadcast? How to create a great description. Thanks. Submission best practices. Load testing extensions. Oh. There was a section for... Okay, extension secrets. Get live channels with extension activated. Turns one page of live channels that have installed and activated specific extension. Channel. Oh, so should we use this? I mean, we built our little... So we should probably use this thing. I don't think I need to know about that. Will this give us everything we want to know? Like... No, well, it won't give us like image thumbnails for them. Set extension required configuration. Okay, well, we'll keep that in mind. Okay, so this thing we may have to do. Twitch provides a publish subscribe system for your EBS backend service to communicate with both the broadcaster and the viewers. Calling this endpoint forwards your message using the same mechanism as the send JavaScript helper function. A message can be sent to either a specified channel or globally all channels on which your extension is active. So, sends a specified chat message to a specified channel. The message will appear in the channel's chat as a normal message. The username, this is actually interesting. Username of the message extension is the name you specified when you created the extension. But a client AD, 12 messages limit per channel, extension chat messages. So like, you could make a thing. Should we do this? This might actually not be a bad idea. Is if you connect to, might not be a bad idea to use that with if somebody connected to the legacy server. We could automatically say, hey, don't do that. But we decided not to think about legacy for the minute. Okay, anyway, so this thing. Oh no, no, no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no. We have to make a JSON web token. Oh no, you're signed. Okay, signed JWT, Twitch or EBS JWTs are allowed. Your signed JWT must include the channel ID and pub sub perms fields documented JWT scan. For example, to send to a channel, to send globally. So does this mean what does this mean though? Like global, does that mean to okay, that's all. Well, this is kind of confusing though, because channel ID, Twitch provides a publish subscribe system for your EBS to communicate with both the broadcaster and the viewers. Calling this endpoint forwards your message using the same mechanism as the send JavaScript helper function. Message can be sent to either a specified channel or globally. But with the broadcaster and viewers, that part's a little confusing. Call by the front end to send directly to PubSub. It uses the Twitch provided JWT for broadcasters to allow broadcasters to send a broadcast. Broadcasters cannot send global. That doesn't really make sense. Anyway, so we can listen to an extension front end listens to broadcasts on a channel or receive messages sent to the channel for that extension channel combination. Listen to global, it will see messages sent to global for all channels with the extension installed. So we would only ever want to send to a specific channel. So we would need to listen, and basically we would just broadcast to anybody who is connected. Anybody who is connected, we would say, hello, fellow, you have this sucks. We gotta make our own. What a crisis. I don't want to do this. So we have to make our own JWT. That was the wrong place to go. So I'm confused though, like any token generated by your EBS should use this. Okay. We just have to be sure that we can sign it and we get the, oh boy. So what are we supposed to do? We send a client ID. What is this token? Is that the JWT token? Why doesn't this show required authentication? Signed JWT. Okay, so we have to create the JSON web token, right? And that would be, this is the content. So we have a couple options of what we want to try to do next, I guess. One of them is we try to do the send listen thing. Let's just try that because we could test it in Postman. And I think we could listen in the developer rig. But then we have to unhost. Pretty annoying. Like this actually is, it just sucks. The fact that you can't test bits from the rig, that you have to publish the like very work in progress thing, but then if you do want to test something locally, you have to unpublish. It's just not good. It's a bad job. It's a bad API. Twitch did a bad job. Is Postman's not this magically smart, right? That would be cool. Okay, so what do we actually have to do? We need to post. This makes no sense to me. It's like there's 3 different places you have to say all. Like, what is the distinction between this that's in the URL, this which is in the payload, and this pub sub permissions thing? Like, doesn't that seem extraordinarily redundant? There's some way to put a variable here, and I don't really remember how. Can we create an environment? You have to pay money for that? I thought you could, globals, you know, like client ID. For example, is there client ID in here somewhere? I don't know really how I want to do this, but okay, so then if we go here and we're going to post here, can't we insert a variable in some way into the URL that's not a query string parameter, but is actually just a variable? Like, that's how you do this? Okay, client ID. It's not right. Did I lose? Wait. Okay, let's do it like we would normally do it. I guess. Okay, save this. And we're in the Twitch environment. What have I done? Why? So these are here. Okay, channel ID, great. Channel ID and client ID. No client ID specified. Is this not working? Wait, that's supposed to be the channel ID. I don't remember. What's up? There is a client-ID header. It can be this one. Let me do this and delete this. No client ID. And then the targets, the body is going to be raw. In this case, stupid escaped thing, but that's fine. Okay, so, or actually we don't need this. Let's just do this. So well, that's just the message. So is this the content I'm sending? The body parameters, content type, message, and targets. So you also specify the targets in the body. So you're specifying it in 4 different places? What is the purpose of that? Why? Why would you need to specify that in 4 different places, one might ask? Like if I'm trying to say where this message is going, do I have to escape this? Because that would be so stupid. Don't make me escape this. Just let me have this. Let me have this one thing. Must provide a valid content type header with a request body. Well, at least they told me what to use. Okay, so we do need a content type header. That's fine. Request body was not parsable. Right, application JSON looks right for you. So you don't like the body. So what's wrong with the body? Oh yeah, this really is just stupid. Like, because this is a string of JSON inside the message. So that's just extra super duper stupid. Just really extra special stupid. Because this is a text representation of JSON in here. Great. Okay, and now the bearer token, and this is where things are going to be tricky, right? So jwt.io, is that a real thing? Yes. So the decoded payload needs to look something like this. And so why would it have a user ID? I would have either you or its user ID. The user's Twitch ID is provided only for reasons. Only for users live extension. Users who revoke. Okay, but huh. You would think that that wouldn't be there for. Oops. Just show me current Unix time. Okay, we'll say it expires tomorrow. The channel is the channel. You know. Here. Setting it to the broadcast. Role external. Excuse me. Okay, external. Okay. So, and then the secret, I guess, is our Twitch. Like our Twitch, our actual secret. What's the secret? I'll probably accidentally show it because that's just what we do. Is this the secret? I think it is. Looks base 64 encoded. Okay, so now we have this thing, which I guess becomes our bearer token. Where are we? That becomes authorization bearer, and then it's just a token. So we're gonna have authorization, a bearer token, and then I think we just cram that whole thing in here. JBT could not be verified. You could have told me why. JWT cannot be verified. Okay, let me make sure I did this correctly. Copy this thing. Is it base 64 encoded? Kinda looks like it is. We have a channel ID, we have an expiration. Really, we should tell you why it thinks it's invalid, but of course that's too much to ask. Permission denied to use target. Permission denied to use target. Is that because I'm not listening? Target, an array of strings. Valid values are broadcast and global, and we said broadcast, pub sub permissions broadcast with that channel ID. That channel ID should match this. Permission denied to use target. Only the broadcaster can broadcast. Permission denied to use target. Viewers cannot broadcast. Well, should we put user ID back in there with user ID as me? Maybe that is actually a thing we need. So let's go stick this in there. Let's try this JWT. Oh, come on. That really seems like it should work. We added a user ID. What did we see here? I'm just going to copy this one more time and just change all of the... Change the users to me. Which that's me. Paste this, paste this. Let's make it expire in a year. Add an expiration, copy this, set this here. Send. Permission denied to use target. Why? To send to a channel. We have a user ID, we have a role as external, we have a channel ID. I don't really say what to do about user ID. Ability of the pocket to listen to messages. Contains 2 arrays. Listen and send. So this was opaque user ID. This was role is the broadcaster, but we want role is external. Multiple endpoints require this role. This role is not from Twitch token generator. EBS should use this value to generate tokens when it broadcasts the message. So I don't know if that's failing because we're not listening. If that makes sense. Like maybe you just get that error if nobody's listening. That seems a little weird. Okay, so it uses this. The target Oh, we did this wrong. This is supposed to be broadcast, I think. Targets should be broadcast here. Did it actually work? Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, so that's sort of good news, but not actually great news because okay, I need a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back and then we'll talk about why it's not the best news, but We can work with it. Be right back. Okay, the terrible thing we have to do now is figure out how to basically do the thing we just did, but do it from our worker. So let's think about this for a moment. We basically want to do it in here. So this is going to be like so we're going to need a JWT payload. We're going to need this stupid message that's like JSON with a string. I don't like that. Okay, let's just think about what we need. We need the payload, which looks like this currently, basically. This timestamp in seconds, probably, right? But JavaScript gives you. Excuse me. So it's like get time divided by 1,000. Excuse me. A little sneezy and snotty today. I mean, it's really just this. Plus, oops. How long do we want to wait? An hour? 60 seconds times 60 minutes, something like that. Probably good enough. Wonder if we actually need this, if we could get away with not having this. Probably test that with JWT land first. I don't have a user in there. Seems okay. So let's not put the user in there, just because I'm not exactly sure what it would need to be set to. Excuse me, please. We presumably know a channel ID at this point. Okay, so this is our payload. We feel good about our payload, right? Right. We need to fetch. Club sealed response. So where's life is yours this week? We have a URL. We have a payload. We need headers. Our headers look like this, with a client ID and a content type. I don't know. Should probably know this. I mean, really, this should come from the environment, right? But that's fine for now. So we have headers, and then we need an authorization. What does that look like? Authorization, we show all these. Bearer, and then it's gonna be the result of the JWT. Right? So for now, let's hard code this, just to make sure that this request goes through and there's nothing suspicious. Okay, so this will be fetch our URL with our headers. And it should look something like this. And I wish we could test it locally. We can. We can test it locally. Not super well. But we can do this. Right? We can run this fake transaction locally. Great. Off to a very good start. client ID not defined. Client ID. Didn't I define it right up here? We got a 401 unauthorized. Oh, well, the channel. Can we specify the channel in here? That would be helpful. From user to user. Most context, this is the broadcaster. So can we just do this with a dash T and then this? That looks good. We didn't make it. We don't have a body. For this. Okay, what are we trying to do in here? We didn't actually use the payload yet. Let's just do this for now. The body go in here? Bad request. Great. Bad request. What's wrong with our request? Authorization looks okay. Client ID, content type. That stuff seems okay. That URL looks not good at all. Why would the channel ID be an object? Is this not how you do this? Is that how you do it? Okay. Okay, so seemingly that worked. We don't know that it worked, but it sort of seems like a thing that worked. Right? Broadcast the new time to all viewers. Great. Look at this beautiful home. Look at this house. We should buy this house just because it's the picture of the house is just trees. It's just like it's all trees and no house, but that sounds great. It's near a nature park. This is too good to be true. What's the catch here? It's a 3 bedrooms, 3 bath, 2,400 square feet for $450K. But that seems way too good to be true. Got hardwood floors that look real. Looks like it has carpet upstairs. Gross, but you know. Is the location terrible or something? Why? I mean, it's pretty far away. But not crazy far away. I mean, it's kind of deepish southeast. That house can't cost that much money. It's too... The price is too good. And the lot... Okay, yeah, the houses... the houses around it are like $700,000. So... What's the trick here? What's the description? Charming 3 to 4 bedroom farmhouse, country kitchen, 1.5 bath. Okay, so just the description's wrong. Porch and courtyard. Siding, roof, sewer, foundation need work. Okay. Siding, roof, sewer, foundation need work. So when a $700,000 house maybe is like $250,000 below market or below what you'd think it would be, it's a little suspect. There's a guest suite, guest apartment, southern exposure, or develop this whole parcel. Yeah, so it's 0.4 acres, which is pretty cool. Privacy potential project house. Do not access decks which need repair. So like, I don't know. I mean, I guess even if it needed $100,000 of work, that would still be. This says 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, but then when you look in the description, it says 3 to 4 bedrooms and 1.5 bath. Don't ever trust real estate listings, I guess. Looks like it was pending. Okay, that's funny. Like multiple times. What is this house haunted? So there's like, oh, there's a pending sale and then listed for sale. Pending sale, listed for sale. Pending sale, listed for sale. So is it like people are going to buy this house and then they find something wrong with it? Ghosts in the basement or something? I can't buy a house anyway because my Unity stock crashed, so I'm poor again. I was rich for a minute, now I'm poor. Okay, so this seems not bad, but now we have to go through the nightmare of signing this, right? We do have the advantage of knowing exactly what the signature should be. So we just have to arrive at this token. right? But I think we know how to do this. I think this shouldn't be too bad. Because we feel like we know how to make a key, right? Like we kind of feel like we can do this thing. It's a different key than the one we have here. I don't remember what this key is. This is just a made up secret. That's not like the actual Twitch secret. Okay, so I think we got to do a thing. Not that. So what is the secret? I'm pretty confused actually, because there's multiple secrets we're dealing with here. So when I look at this, there is a extension secret and a client secret. Twitch API client and extension client secret. And an extension secret. So just do this for now to make sure we get these here. So this is the extension? Or is that the... I don't even know what that is, actually. What is that? Is that just a secret? That's just a made up secret, right? Like that's a secret that is... Or using to sign those fake... That's just the whatever. But is that the real extension secret? Wait, if that's true, then how... Hold on. If that's true, then how were we verifying these properly? Like, this is not a... Where did this secret come from? This was just the made up secret on the command line, right? This was just like this totally made up secret. So how... These shouldn't be... Oh no. Does that mean this isn't actually working? This is kind of a concern. Valid secret, but if we publish this and tail it, and do this, it says it's a valid secret. How is that possible? Where is this key? I mean, is that actually the Twitch event sub message signature? Is this? And so we did use that. So where's the secret that that is signed with? Where's the event sub secret? I feel like I'm missing something, and if it turns out that we didn't actually validate stuff properly yesterday, I'm gonna probably cry. Okay. When you subscribe to an event, you pass it a secret. Oh, we told it that secret. Okay, so that is good. That is just like our, that's like the event secret. Got it. So we have like an event secret, which we told Twitch. So that's totally fine. Okay, I forgot about that. I was actually excuse me, pretty concerned for a second. So you'd think it would be something like this. And then client ID can also be in here, I guess. I don't know that we actually need. Wait, is it wrong? I edited it, did it not? Oh no, it didn't save. Draclin, what am I, I don't know what category to use anymore. I feel like science and tech is just such a feat. Separating you from your hard-earned bits. Separate? Draclin, how are you today? He's hitting up. Okay, client ID is as follows. I think I'm understanding something. I hesitate to actually say that, but it feels like some understanding is happening. This.env. Client ID. So to be clear, this is the event secret. We have a client ID, we have an event secret. Does any of this stuff work? Who can say? Okay, so what we're going to try to do is sign this. So how do we do that? To do that, I don't actually know what key we sign it with. Like to sign the JWT, what? What is that signed with? Is it signed with the extension secret? I think it is. Which the extension secret is base64. So we're gonna almost certainly end up showing this currently, like the current extension secret, but whatever. That's easy enough to change. So the extension secret, I'll try not to show it. I'll probably accidentally show it. So we have an event secret. We have an extension secret, which looks to me like it's base64 encoded. And there's just this stupid thing where it's like actually, I don't know, that just looks like base64 to me. So, in a browser, base64 decode. If we want A to B, right? A to B. And what does it actually return? An ASCII string. No. We want to go ASCII to binary, right? Encode data. A to B is the decoded data. A to B. We're going to screw this up for sure. For sure. Oops. Okay, so we want the extension secret A to B. And let me just, I want to do this real quick and print it and see what we can do. So in here, okay, sorry, just for back and forth a million times, but I try to not show the secrets all the time, but this should make it hard. Okay, so can we do this locally? We don't have an env. Is that true? Oh. Feels clumsy. Cannot set property env of undefined. What? Try that. Okay, so just to see what we do here, we got some weird data. So then if we try to then do a UT, a new uint 8 array with that buffer, that doesn't seem right. Gosh, this stuff's so confusing. Okay. Extension secrets. I mean, just over here for a second. I do have a game idea. I mean, it's something like a game. It's at least a game in my realm of gaminess, I think. But I want to maybe make some money one day from a thing. Okay. Something is not the way to do this. Like, I need a uint 8 array, but I want it from uint 8 array. Okay, not a constructor. I don't think this is right. I don't think this is the way to do it. I guess I could set a that doesn't look right. What do we think that is? What is the extension secret? Like, okay, let's see. Base 64 decode to hex. I'll describe it in 1 second. Okay, so I know what I'm trying to get, but like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 30, 32. So it is 32 bits. And so we could do like a data view thing and set a 32-bit number. 32 array buffer data view. It's like set uint 32. It's this thing, right? So if we could make an array buffer that was 4 bytes, and then we set this number. Like, does this do the job? Um, okay. Uh, uh, okay, tell me when you're back. So what do we need to do? We basically need to have like buffer equal an array buffer that's 4 bytes, right? This is going to be 32 bits. And then we need to say that's like let extension secret view equal new data view for the extension secret buffer. And then we need to do extension secret view is going to be the we want to set a uint, a 32-bit int basically with 0 offset, and the number we want to set is a to b extension secret view. No, is the extension secret. And then we want to like console.log the buffer, the extension secret buffer. That like kind of sounds right. Except I have okay, that was definitely wrong. But I don't understand why it was wrong. Because A to B. Okay, Jacqueline, here's the idea. And I hesitate to say this because, you know, sometimes when you talk about things, they just fade away. But I want to make a game. It would be very experimental, but basically the entire game is all menus. So the game would be called like settings, and you'd go into it and it would look like a title screen for a game, and then there'd be a menu, but the menu would be like configuration, options, settings, like every entry in the menu would be different settings, and or like some version of settings, preferences. You know, you would just go through and you would navigate through the whole game by navigating through these menus. But the idea is that as you got deeper into the menus, they would get like more fragmented and more weird and more insane, because part of it is inspired by this reoccurring element in dreams I have, and I'm sure this is common, is that I'll be in a dream very frequently. For example, I'm trying to get to the airport because of a flight leaving, right? And so it's critical that I look at my phone and figure out when the flight leaves. But as I use my phone, it's like believably a phone and the interfaces exist, but there's something always a little wrong with them, or they're always shifting, or they don't react the way that I think they should. Like there's just some weird dream friction there. And so, yeah, the idea is, I wouldn't even call them games. I would call them like experiences that unfold. Like, I imagine it, you know, for example, like, you know, when you set up a game and you have to set the black point or something, like you do the thing like scrub this until you see the logo, that kind of thing. It would be a sort of dreamlike weird version of that. And I think the deeper you got, kind of the more the menu system would break down, and it would really be kind of the whole thing would be sort of about agency and control, and like the parameters, you know, what control you have over a system versus what parameters are exposed you can control. Anyway, so that's the idea. I think it'd be interesting to work on. Like, I think it'd be kind of interesting to make a game that was all menus. I don't know that I've exactly seen that. Like the whole game is just menus. And it would kind of like break apart, and sometimes it would get kind of 3D, and sometimes it might get weirdly immersive. Anyway, that's the idea. Yeah, the dream friction part. So I don't know. It's kind of percolating in my head a little bit. I don't feel quite ready to do it, just because I really do want to not focus as much on doesn't seem like it works. I had a good little run there recently, or like the beginnings of a run of getting back to more physical projects, and so that was feeling okay. Is it not A to B? Is that not the thing that I want? Do I have to look at the view? I just don't, I don't exactly know how to do this. Like this stuff is really weird to try to do in JavaScript. Oops, A to B. Have you been working on anything exciting lately, Jacqueline? Anything cool? I mean, there would appear to be 4 bytes there. It's a little hard to tell. It actually kind of looks like 5 bytes. But I don't understand why my set uint32 is not working. Does it need to be like a text decode or text encode? One of those things. Like I have a string that is base64 encoded and I'm decoding that to what? Like what do I actually end up with? Like this isn't what I want to do. You get the binary string, dot length. That is a good question actually though. What is the Oh, I asked what you're up to. You're working on anything interesting. You're doing anything cool. Let extension secret binary equal A to B extension secret buffer, and then console.log extension secret binary dot length. How many bytes do we have here? We should have 4, but it sort of looks like 5 when we print it. It is 4. It's 4 bytes. So how come I can't just use those 4 bytes to set the data view? Oh man, Unity stuff, cool Unity train stuff. Like I think you have to do this, which seems really stupid. It seems like, okay, this. I mean, it's just not great. But maybe this is the way to go. It feels like, it feels silly. It feels like there should be less friction, but extension secret buffer equals extension secret, undo the char code thing, whatever. Okay, and then let's log the extension secret buffer and just make sure that we actually have the hex data in that buffer that we think we should have. Okay, so do we? How will I know? Doesn't look like it. No, there's a 5. That looks about right.
Talk to me.
32, 50 as a 32, or 50 as 32. So that would be, that actually doesn't look right. Can I do this just in, that's binary. I wish I could do it in decimal. It is 32. Okay. Oh yeah, because it's 3 times 16 is 48, and then 2. So that is correct. Okay, so I think. Did you play Rebel Galaxy? It's not exactly what you're talking about, but it is like it's not space trains, but it's space truckers, I think. I think that's right. I mean, there's more than one. I mean, I didn't play it. I watched a little bit of it. In my mind, it's like space truckers. I could also be thinking of a different game. Okay, so I think we have what we want. I think we have. I feel fairly confident that our extension secret buffer contains the thing we want, the extension secret buffer. And I just showed the contents of it on stream, which I meant not to do, but hey, we knew this was going to happen. Between the two of us, we knew it was going to happen. Okay, so now we need a key, and the key is always so annoying, but as long as we can. Why does this work? Like, because the event secret, the text encoder, it just makes bytes from the string, but that's not what we have here. We have, right? That doesn't work because we are base64 encoded, so that we can't use that. It's just it feels so inconsistent. Is maybe part of the thing that drives me insane. Okay, so we have an extension secret. We have an extension secret buffer. We can make a new key. And now we're going to need to sign our doodad. Subtool.sign. Algorithm, I think, is just HMAC. The key is our key. The data is what? Is payload. Is that really all? We have a key, we have a payload. I mean, this is essentially our token, right? So this is our token. So this token should match, right? Like, this little JWT block. Do I think this is going to work? No. Secret buffer, because it's extension secret buffer. Guess it doesn't matter. I don't know. Well, who knows? I'm starting to have some kind of mental model for this. Like some kind of understanding. Provided value type for what? $121. So one or other. Okay, so this is wrong, but I think this is just a new text encoder dot encode, text encoder dot encode. Possibly. We do this wrong every single time. So this is the contents of this token. Does it look like it matches? Not really. Because this token's are only 32 bytes. So what is wrong? Because we're not just, okay, we're not just signing it, right? The signature is just the end piece here. I forgot. It's just this end piece is the signature. Or is it the other way around? So it's truly the worst. It really is so annoying. Like when you do the JWT, only this end part is the signature, I think. Like I think I think you end up with 2 dots. Yeah, this. Because you like combine it to make the JWT, so that's not actually the token yet. So this is just the signature. That is somehow is 43 characters. Why would that be true? This part is 32. Because does it like base 64 URL encode it or something? Yeah, because the signature is right. Okay, so the signature is base 64 URL encode, which is not a real thing. Ugh. I hate this so much. I hate it so much. Okay, we get a token, but this is not the token. This is only the signature. And we need that signature. Then we need to A to B it. Every step of the way. Pain in the butt. Okay, this is very beautiful. Is that not correct? Sorry, this is supposed to be B to A. Okay, is this. However, that's not okay, right? Like that's not allowed. So there's some things not matching up, but it's because of the time, because we're using the real time here. Anyway, part of what the problem is we have to base 60. Okay. So let's not do this. Let's not do the real expire time yet. Let's do expire time equal to the known time that we're using. I feel like every time with web crypto, there's some. I feel like I start to understand some detail of it, and then it's like no, you don't understand it. The baffling thing is it almost looks right. Like it almost looks correct. So are we logging the payload somewhere? Did I accidentally change the payload? That payload looks like what I would expect. Is HMAC not the right thing to use? I think it is. Like it almost looks kind of sort of right, but not really. Like it almost. So let's log this and just make sure that we truly are using a matching payload. Because who knows? Who knows what I might have done. Okay, this is the payload. Let's put that over here. When I do that, it seems unhappy. I guess it's because we lost these quotes. Okay, maybe I should invert my thinking here a little bit. Encode, encode. Is this actually supposed to be this? That seems worse. Seems more wrong. Okay, so how can we do this? The payload we were using before was not that. Well, it was just whatever was set in here. It was like this exact thing. So, I don't think this is right. Could be totally wrong about that. Just I don't really remember having to do that before. This doesn't quite feel correct. Somehow this feels more correct, even though it's wrong. It just feels a little more right. We're trying to end up with PEB. Right, because that's the actual signature. So it is base 64 encoded. Base 64 URL encode the payload. That's what I don't really remember, is like for the creation of the token. Like what it actually does to the like data to authenticate is just whatever, and that's encoded at encode, which is why I kind of think that's true. But is it supposed to be a string? Like, what do you actually want here? I mean, it kind of seems like it could be sort of anything. I mean, it's got to be data. So the text encoder, but that means this wants text, right? So stringify. That doesn't feel right. It doesn't really feel right to me. But I don't know what's wrong right now. Could be that I screwed up the key. I think the key is okay because we're using that elsewhere. The data that's in here, I feel pretty confident in. Like, I think this key is correct. So I feel good about the key. The sign, I think I'm okay with. So it's really like, when we're just trying to look at what the output data is. Okay, well, there is this. So is this actually what we want? Oh boy, it's just so I don't get it. It feels like we just ended up with the same data. We just did a V2A and the string to char code, turning that into, like, I don't really understand this because what's the difference? I mean, it looks like we ended up with the same results either way. I don't know if in the old project, I mean, it's not old, it's just the other project, we did anything in JSON land that would be helpful as far as like the data. This characters to uint8 array. Oh. Well, wait, when we do this, do we need to, are we not signing, we're not just signing the data. We're signing is it the header plus the payload? With a dot in the middle? Yes. So it actually is the header. So we do need, I think we need a header in here. Not here. Kind of forgot about that part. And those are base64 URL encoded header and payload, by the way. Not just URL encoded, base64 URL encoded. So let's have let header base64 URL equal, and let's for now just do okay, what did we do here? Over here, we did the raw payload is the thing that is just the string of dots, like the already encoded data. Not the decoded payload, but the raw payload is base64 encoded. So we know that, I think we can know that. So if we let's just try to figure this out. Header base64 URL. should be B to A header. Okay, coming back to me a little bit, sort of, maybe. Sorry, A to B. Wait, that's not right. A to B to B, B to A, or A to B? Maybe B to A. Is that the problem? Okay, is this our header? Is this our header? That is our header. Great, we have the header. It's possible that it's not right, like that there's something not base64 URL happy about it. So, but I think that's just like 2 replaces. So what are we actually supposed to do here? I don't want to see the wrong, like see it wrong. So let's payload base64 URL equals B to A JSON.stringify payload. Okay, feeling slightly better. Feeling slightly better. Payload. Let's do this. Do this. Is the payload correct? EYJ and then end in FX0. So there's a dash at the end, right? That's one stupid thing about this, is this gets padding and that screws it up. So we have to like, that's one of the things that we have to fix to do base64 URL encoding. These people are wrong. Base64 URL encode is different. It's not good enough. Base64 isn't good enough. You have to have the base64 URL encode. I get it with the decode, but we're not trying to do that. Yeah, you have to get red. I mean, is this really is this it? This might be all you really need to do. Basically this. Not pretty. But I think that does the job. This kind of thing. This. Seemingly didn't work. Okay, yes it did. That's good. So we got the X. Hopefully that fixed whatever other things. So, and then this needs to be header base64 URL. So this is pretty silly. This is like data. So header base64 URL plus a polka dot plus payload base64 URL, right? And I think we actually want to base64 URL encode the signature as well. I think we need to do that. Oh my gosh, I think we got it. I'm a web crypto expert. Put it on my LinkedIn. Put it in my resume. I don't really have a link. I don't have a LinkedIn. Do these values appear to match these values? We have header, which is EY, ends in J9. We have payload, which is EY, ends in X0. We have signature, which is PEB, ends in WOO. That looks good. And then so the JWT becomes this plus a polka dot plus payload plus polka dot plus so that should be our JWT. So console.log, our JWT, and does this appear to be the same as this? Would appear to be the same. Okay. That's just outstanding news. So now let's try it with an active payload. and a real expire time. We have a header, we have an expire time, we have a header, I have a payload, channel ID, I got elsewhere. The key, we don't really need it until we do the signing. What a huge pain in the butt. Okay. So. We have an extension secret. We have an extension buffer. That's really all key related. Do the key before we do the data. Actually, I like that better. Okay, never mind. Put the key back up here. Prepare the header and the payload. Code the header and the payload for signing. Sign data. Create token. We did it. Does this token exactly match the other token? I think it does. Okay. Well, now that I have a better understanding of this, I feel like we could just do it elsewhere, but whatever. I mean, I think we could go back and simplify our token handling, but put some constant here. Why not? Don't let anybody mutate those. Immutatable. Inimitable. I like this like bracket scopy thing, but I still don't have a great pattern for what I like. If it's like this kind of thing, like if I want something out of this, but I don't really want it to be a function. I mean, I could do some really weird thing like this, right? Just return this at the end. Kind of inline function-y lambda. Feels weird. Is that how I want to do things? I don't know. Okay, so that all should be good. This now should be live data. So we should be able to pub sub this. Gonna work? Unexpected reserved word. Ignoring. Where? What? I mean, unexpected reserved word, ignoring. Unable to parse. Well, that's not good. Don't ignore my code. Did I break something? I like badly. I did some pretty weird stuff. That doesn't seem too crazy, though. I'm in the inline, whatever. That thing's a little weird, sure. Sure. I don't understand the unexpected reserved word ignoring. That seems really horrible. Like, why would it just ignore something? Like, no line number, no anything? Are you mad about? I mean, I need to actually call this is the problem, right? Like, um, how do you do that? Because this is setting it equal to this. This isn't actually calling the thing, right? So that's a problem. What's the pattern for that? Like this thing, this weird thing, right? Can you return? Return a value? Yeah, this. You do this. I don't know if I like this really. You got it. Yeah, so I did this wrong. This is not how you would do this. You would do it like that. Which is a pretty weird way to do things. Alternatively, you just do a let, you know. I'm confused about what's breaking as part of what my that worked. But I didn't like a return here. So even if I did this weirdo thing, which I feel like I should be able to do if I want, it doesn't like that. Where module equals function. Like, why can't I do that? I feel like this is the thing I should be able to do. Am I missing one piece here? Oh, I think I'm missing one. I'm missing one bracket. I'm missing this bracket. What? What am I doing here that is not correct? I think this is not the right way to do things, right? You just call this here. I think you can't really do that. I don't know. I feel like this is kind of a thing that should work. I mean, I do this in other places. I don't exactly know what I'm missing. It seems like function is what is breaking it. But I don't really understand why. Because we could presumably do this. And then down here, just do... No, it doesn't like it. Why? Can I not, like, is it something about scoping a function? I mean, I don't see anything invalid about that. What is invalid about this? We just have a function here. A function in that function, so what? I don't really see what's the hang up is. You know? What's the issue? Oh well. Just be chickens, I guess. I don't like it because there's still okay. That kind of looks like a thing that should work. So I don't know. I probably just missed something silly in the thing that I was trying to do. Did we actually get it? So it seems like we got a valid response with all real data, which is that is an astonishing thing. 2 hours and we actually got something to work with web crypto. I can't even believe it. In fact, I kind of don't believe it. Okay, so this is... I don't like this though. I want to scope it. I like that. I like scoping things wherever I want to. I don't understand why that function was mad. Frankly. This is what I tried. And it didn't work. Why? I want it to work. I'm gonna keep trying. Um, that ends the function. Now, okay. Why? Unexpected reserved word. What is wrong with this? I mean, so we have to end with this, right? Like this is what we're ending with, and that's what we're ending with. And when we started it, we're just setting it equal to I mean, it's basically this, and that's what we have. So what's it all upset about? My self-call and arrow function? I mean, not that it makes a difference, but I just wondered if it was mad. Okay, unexpected token, return. Why? 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 I think this is the way I normally do it. So what am I missing here? I mean, it's not really important here because obviously we have other ways to do it, but the What's your problem? Did I accidentally break the indents or something now? Was it something else entirely broken at this point? What's inside? Okay, yeah, somehow we did get one layer of scope off. Okay, is that my whole actual problem here? But still, I still don't understand how we're one layer of scope off. Okay, we're like super broken at this point. So let's... I can't back up. Are you serious? That would be so bad. Are you serious? Hello? Yeah, something... What is wrong here? Okay, pick this whole thing out for a second. If message is a notification, all this is supposed to be... Okay. Is that the whole problem? It's not the whole problem. That was part of the problem. All right, but just to see, so now... So that's fine. So it's something is making it very sad about this. What are you so sad about? That seems fine. That seems fine. So, like, what do we... Let's just try to take this piece by piece and figure out what... Okay, you're angry. Can we not have consts in here or something? Unexpected reserved word. Oh! I think I know the problem, and it's very silly, and I should have... That's all it was. Good grief. That's all it was. I wish it would have just given me a meaningful... It didn't say... Oh boy. Whatever. Okay. I don't know. You know, I just like this a little better. It lets me keep... Lets me stay in line Um, we get this whole dumb thing. The whole JWT token happens inside here. And we think that works. So when we get a call, uh-oh. Didn't work that time. What happened? Oh. Pretty weird. Okay, that's all that was. This looks beautiful. This is this is some beautiful JavaScript. Where's Life is Yours? He would love this. Or hate it. Okay. Uh Okay, so this is like almost a thing, except for this is totally fake. So I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break and we'll talk about what we're gonna do about this. Hi, friends. So, a little tiny piece of parsley in my mouth. So, what do we want to send? Hello, Draklin. Hello there. What do we want to send to everybody? What we want to send is a current amount of time. And so there's kind of a question here. Do we start using KV or do we start trying to send to the client? Let's try using KV just because I want to not think about Twitch for a second. KV. How KV works. Okay, so looks easy. To use workers KV, you must create a KV namespace and add a binding to your worker. Okay. That's interesting. So we don't even have to get this, we just have it. So, yeah, we get the key. Seems easy. A little too easy. So this is the most interesting part to me. No, that's not it. There should be a thing that is, that you could expire them. Expiring keys. Okay. Writing keys are only meant to be valid rather than requiring a worker offers abilities to create keys that automatically expire. Considers expiration. Okay, time to live using a relative number of seconds from the current time. Okay, but can you update a KV? Because you can update a KV. Today's put method for this call also has an optional third parameter except allow you to customize the behavior of the put. Particularly, you can set either expiration TTL depending on how you want to. So if we do a put to a key that's already there, is that okay? I mean, is that cool? Like if we write data, does it overwrite? That's weird. That's bad. Due to the eventually consistent nature of workers, concurrent writes from different edge locations can end up overwriting one another. But I take up to 60. Wait, writes are immediately visible to other requests in the same edge location, but can take up to 60 seconds to be visible to other parts of the world. That's horrible. Write relatively infrequently, but quickly read and frequently. It is optimized. I mean, maybe, changes are immediately visible in the edge location, but may take up to 60 seconds to propagate to all other propagation. Changes takes longer to locations which have recently read a previous version of a given key. Workers KV isn't ideal for situations where you need support for atomic operations or where values must be read and written in a single transaction. Okay, Jacqueline, are you there? I feel like I need to talk through this a little bit, what my plan is. This actually worries me. A common pattern to write data via Wrangler or the API, but read the data from within a worker, avoiding this issue by issuing all writes from the same location. I don't really see how that's different. Okay, here's what I was thinking of doing, and now I'm worried about this. What I was thinking of doing is when someone makes a purchase, meaning they're adding time to heat, they would make that purchase, the purchase would go through, we would get that data through the WebSocket backend, which we have done. And then we would do two things. One is we would let everybody know, everybody on the channel, we would let them know. But before that, we would increment the current value. We increment the current value. It'd be nice if there was just a increment instruction, because then it wouldn't matter if it came in from multiple people, you know? Yeah, this would be very good. I mean, yeah, how do we do this without this feature? So yeah, a purchase would come in. We would look at the channel to see how much time there currently was, and then add more time, and then tell everybody the new time. So does this mean we just can't use KV? before we do it in a durable object. Excuse me. I'm trying to think of a way that we could fake this, but you always have to be able to look up to increase, right? You always have to be able to That's pretty lame. Like, that seems like a... If you have concurrency issues, if that's the right term to use, just increment and decrement seems like such a basic... Like, that really seems like a very, very basic functionality. Like, if you are building a thing where last right wins, it seems so important. Excuse me. I mean, the other thing is, like, are those purchases frequent enough to matter? The fact that it's up, if it was a few seconds, it might be one thing, but if it's up to 60 seconds... well, hell. Where's binary? Do we have to use a durable object for this? I don't even use this at all, actually. Incremented, decremented read over this counter is consistent even when receiving simultaneous read. So yeah. This is kind of curious though, because these do this.storage.put the value. Is that to like reinitialize if we... I see. Make sure we're fully initialized from storage. If not, this initialize promise. This initialize promise. Is this just some... You're waiting for this. Otherwise, this is just set. So this JavaScript nonsense where this is just created out of thin air. So this forces you to okay, well we may have to do this with durable objects. I don't really want to. Oops. Storage. So persistent storage API. I mean, okay, something to think about. This would be an extremely low traffic worker, right? I mean, this worker only happens when someone is paying bits. So it's much lower traffic than heat proper. I wish it could expire. Expire things. It could be nice. No cache. Yeah. It would be nice to put with an expiration, right? That would be great, actually. But seemingly we can't. So that means we have to manage this ourselves, which kind of sucks. So the key would be the channel. Yeah, the key would just be the channel, and then we just put I guess the expire time. This was going to be way easier when it was just KV and you could just set like a time to live. Okay, so what would this look like? We get a click. We check our buddy, the durable object. I mean, a fair amount of the work we've already done would have to move inside of the durable object, so I guess that's okay. So then we're inside the durable object. You try to get the current value. You try to get the current value. Whether it's there or not, which I guess is just an expiration time. And then you add whatever amount you need to add to that expiration time, and then you store that updated value, and you send that updated value to everybody listening. And it would just be, yeah, it would just be the expiration time, which would be basically now. If it's already expired, you're basically saying it's now plus whatever amount of time you're adding. If it is not yet expired, it is whatever the time that's in there plus the time that you're adding. That's a bummer. I really thought KB was going to do it for us, but 60 seconds is a long time. The increment would really help. I mean, it would kind of help. We would know that that value was internally, you know, that it was properly coalesced or whatever, however you want to put it. But we wouldn't know, you know, when that collection happened. What are we gonna do? Maybe like buy this mug, buy this cool knife, buy maybe buy these screwdrivers. Not actually super into the screwdrivers, I must admit. Screwdrivers aren't doing it for me. I feel like we have to do it with durable objects. I'm just resistant to that idea because durable objects are a bit annoying. But it might be our best option. And then we just have what? We have like a cron job that periodically expires stuff. What's on tail at Northern Tool? Let's just look together. And a coupon that expires today. No, not today. Okay, we got a little time. That's 20% off. That's nothing to. It's also 20% off. A free gift card. Let's see. Black oxide. I don't really need a hacksaw. M18 circular saw for $100. Palm nailer. The palm nailer's so weird looking though. It's ratchet kit that my dad wants. Brushless combo. Impact duty drill and drive set. I got this for $99. I didn't really want to go Milwaukee, but it was just too good of a deal. Impact duty driver. Okay. I'm annoyed with key value pairs, and so I'm shopping for tools. Look at this cute thing. Do you want one of these? 2 batteries, $69. What? I'm tool shopping. I'm therapy. What is it? Retail therapy? Retail tool therapy. And then I'll get back to complaining about how we're probably not going to be able to use the key value. I don't know, Milwaukee. Is that a multimeter? Okay. $5 my next order. What a bargain. I'm going to do it. Okay. 30% off. Don't really need these, but there they are. Don't need this either, but it's kind of cool. This, however, yeah, a number 0 Phillips, number 1 Phillips. Why is there just an empty slot here? Kind of a weird collection of. Doesn't this just look like a bunch of random things? Kind of a weird collection of. But it's $15. And there's multiple coupons, so maybe we need it. So this one's only $5 more. This looks like the value. So many bits I would probably never use in a million years. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any impact bits at the moment, which is not ideal. The only square drive fasteners I have are Craig, so that would be just one of those, but that could be fine. That could be useful. But you know, these have that weird twisty shank, so you can use them with impact drivers. So, like, I don't know. Kind of like this one, actually. Kind of into that one. And then look at this. So, I mean, whatever. This is just a cute little screwdriver. But the fact that it comes with 2 batteries, I feel like is a... The batteries are $1 trillion. How many amp hours are the batteries? .4, so they're teeny tiny batteries. That's probably fine for this driver. I mean, I have no need for this, whatsoever. It's probably lighter than my hammer drill, I guess, and won't drill a hole through the building like the impact driver. But I feel like the batteries are the real trick. Anyway, whatever. Draclin, here's the thing. I don't think we can use KV. because uh, wait, what was that? No, sorry. I saw this allow concurrency. I don't think we can use KV because we will overwrite. There's just too big a chance to overwrite the data. And just kind of astoundingly, they don't have increment decrement, which I feel like in a system like this, I mean, I don't, you know, maybe it's weird to expect this, but in a system where you got a whole bunch of friends trying to touch the same data, either you have to like let those friends go one at a time, or in this case just the last write wins, or you give some handy things like an increment and decrement where it doesn't matter the order that things come in, and it will resolve itself. It will self-resolve to the proper value. Now maybe that still doesn't matter, again, because we want to send out the final result basically. So if stuff stacks on top of each other, we still didn't. We still, there's a chance we would still broadcast the wrong value to some users, I guess. Anyway, so it feels like KV is just not the way to go. So if we do durable objects, we have to use the transactional storage API, which does not have TTL, which is a bummer. I mean, we'd have to manually clean them up, which, I guess. I just don't really want to make a durable. I'm really finding myself resistant to making another durable object because they're kind of annoying. They're like just a little too fussy. I can kind of imagine, you know, I wonder if we should do this. I don't know if this is a good idea, but it's kind of what I'm tempted to do, is only talk to the durable object with synthetic requests. Is that a good idea or a bad idea? What I mean by that, instead of passing down our request and having to do all the stuff of dealing with our request inside the durable object, what if we just make a fake request and give it to the durable object, and the durable object doesn't ever have to know about like the real internet, basically. Like we just like what that would look like. If we had a channel object. I mean, we're returning a totally new response, so it's kind of like... Maybe it's not crazy to just make a new request. Look at how much work it is just to send that stupid thing. Okay, so... We basically need to do this, like, right? Like, this was that thing about whether or not you could make fake, fake URLs. So, like, imagine, I don't know. What does it actually want? Like a URL string? I think it does. So it could be something like, ugh, this feels weird. We got to do the thing where you look up the durable object and all that stuff, but that's the general idea, is we would do this. You got an example? Anybody? Durable object example? No? Anyone? I just can't quite remember like the how you get it. This thing. Maybe, yeah, it's basically this. So it's just think about this for a second. So, and this would be whatever channel object. We only want one durable object. And so we have this channel object. We get the channel object, and then we're gonna do this basically. So this will drop into the channel object. I don't know. I don't really like that. It means the channel object would be, we're really just using it for data. We could do all of the things like send the, send out the doodad. Well, I don't really care. Really good. We get the response, and the response tells us the new value. We would need to pass more data than this, obviously. We would need to pass like the amount of time we wanted to add to it. Um, Maybe this works. Maybe this works. And then in here, whatever. For now, we would just do this. Does this work? Like, would this actually hit the... Because we don't have our bindings, right? Is that the whole... so we need our bindings in here. I have to take a call soonish. Okay, so... Like, for example, our bindings look like this. This is weird. D6. We have env. We have channel object. Durable objects, we have channel object, ID from name. Oh, this. This. Channel ID is not defined. Of course it's not. Okay, did we actually get into... We did. So, this is kind of a thing that's interesting. Maybe. Like, basically, if we're just trying to get a new expiration time, we could get the expiration time from the durable object like this. Like, we could store... Let's do all this nonsense again. So what does this request look like? It probably looks ridiculous, right? There has to be very little to it. Parsed URL is not so happy. I mean, but do we care? Do we just pass the... Do we make a body and pass a body in? Like, we could just pass the body in. Because the body has everything we need to know. I mean, the body, not the body that came from this, like this event. Pretty weird though. I mean, that's probably not going to be happy, right? Able to find class channel object for a durable object. Why? Right there. I mean, this is it's not that cool. Get head method. So we would be like essentially posting. I don't love this, but it's, I don't know how else to get the data in there. Like, look, we're just trying to post. We do have a body. Okay, we can probably stop doing this and just, or like just some very response. Can I do this? Yeah, we did get that. I don't know, what are we logging here actually? So this is our weird URL. So the body we're trying to pass through. So we pass the body through, so we have to encode it and then decode it. It seems pretty weird. I guess instead we could just send the whole raw. But I think it gets mad if you do that, right? If you try to use like if you try to use the body, we're already doing this, which is very silly. Just like, it's like we're jumping back and forth between JSON, which seems JSON and plain text, which seems pretty silly. So, well, we can get in there. So like update channel as our something very exciting like this. That'd mean that's the host name. I don't even know. Durable object. Channel object. And then the path name would be like update channel. Something real cool about that. It's not very cool. But at least then it lets us have the path name. I mean, I don't really know what I think the best way to do this is. Instead of sending that whole body, we really could just, because it's really just a channel and a amount of time to add, right? Like, so in minutes, in seconds, I don't really know. Octoliteral. Say 60 seconds. Right, because then you could get this, and I guess you just split it. Or you put it in the query string, and then I don't know actually if you get, does it parse the query string for you? Because that actually could be nice. It'll be slightly less work to do. Does not parse the query string for you. I guess you do this. And just say, this is the channel. This is how much time I want to add. So you get the value. If the value doesn't, you get the value. If the value doesn't exist, you do current time. There's like 3 options here. Get value. Exists, is not expired. Add time. Value exists, is expired. Add the value. Time to now. Value. Value does not exist. Add time to now. Really, these are the same. If the value is expired or if it doesn't exist, then you gotta add time to now. So not super complicated. And then somehow in the response, we have to say what the new value is. This feels weird to do this with responses. Like I get it. I think I understand. I just sort of want to talk to this not through fake URLs, I guess. I'm kind of lost now. Where are we? So that would be, yeah. Well, if you have to weight this. We don't have to send it to JSON, I guess. It's just going to be a number. And this would be the new expiration time, and then that is the thing we're going to broadcast to all of our friends. And it's just so they can kind of like update their internal timer. Whoa. So we have a request dot parsed URL dot path name. Not happy. What's wrong? Do we have to await the parsed URL? Press the URL, but why can't we get to the... Wait, why can't we have that parsed URL? I want it. Request internals. We can get the headers. And we get the method. But we can't get parsed URL. Parsed URL. I want it. Okay, maybe we can't have it. Well, I suppose that's okay. Just the URL we can have. Parse URL is a URL. Well, wait. What do we get the full URL then? So we have to... Seems weird. Seems a little weird. Okay, I'm gonna take a little break before I have this call that I don't necessarily want to be on, but what are you gonna do? So I think that's okay for today. So we have the ability, seemingly, we didn't actually test it on the client side, but to broadcast to all users of Heat, which is interesting. Not interesting, actually. You could imagine a version of Heat where you, well, whatever. Or you like, I'm trying to think, like, could you make Heat without the backend if you could do this event sub thing? I think there's something in there that sort of says says don't do that. I show a secret, probably. Usually showing secrets. Like in event sub. No, it's extensions. Somewhere in inventions, extensions. Isn't there event sub in here? This thing. It's the same as send here, but I thought there was something. I just don't remember. There was a reason that was like, hey, don't do this too much. Well, we couldn't get it outside. We'd only be that's our problem. I mean, we could if we like stayed constrained inside the extension, but if we need it outside, like in Unity or OBS, obviously, that's the issue there. So anyway, that's the reason for that. So we got to parse this URL, which is pretty annoying. That we have data and we just want to get it in here. We have to turn it into a request, and then we have to take that request apart, and it's kind of a little bit obnoxious. We have to just take the URL. Oh, excuse me. Take the URL apart, then maybe trying to do everything the URL isn't. This isn't all it's cracked up to be. I don't know which I think is better or worse, but or we just make this handler the handler, and like everything just goes through this object. I'm trying to think if we should try to dog this just in case. Just in case. It's hard to believe that you'd have so many incoming connections that you wouldn't want a single durable object to handle them. That there'd be so, because that's only for purchases, that there'd be so many heat purchases. I mean, I guess that would be a good problem to have, but I don't really foresee having that problem. So I don't know. We'll probably pick this up tomorrow. I really do need to do some other work this week, but okay. I'm gonna call up to today, I think. Draclin, thanks for stopping by. No binary or Kyle today. What a shock. Yeah, I think we're closer. The durable object thing throws a wrench in things for sure. The logic, the stuff we have to do is not that hard. The number of requests to a single durable object is a little bit of a concern, but I don't know. I mean, we can probably keep those requests so short, near instantaneous. I would hope. There's almost no math. It's just whatever time it takes to like pull to read and write from their storage. So I don't know. Anyway, we'll pick up again. Maybe we'll play some Satisfactory later. Have a lovely day. Thanks.